you guys, this is Mrs. Bolin here with your notes for 12.2 Box and Whisker Plots. So we are going to start by a little bit of review. So what is the least value in the data set? So we're looking for the smallest number. Boop, there it is, super easy, right? What is the greatest value in the following data set? What's the biggest number? 18. Seems pretty easy, right? Like first grade or something. What is the median of the following data set? Remember, to figure that out, we have to put them in order from lowest to highest. So 12, 15, 15, 18, 19. And the median is the number that is in the middle. So 15 would be the median. How many quarters are in one whole? How many quarters in a dollar? There are 4. Okay, remember a quarter is 1/4 of something. Okay, so we are going to be creating box and whisker plots. So it's also called a 5-number summary. The 5 numbers that you need are the least value, the greatest value, the median, which is also called Q2. Q stands for quartile, so it breaks it up into 4 pieces. And then what the first quartile is, it just happens to be the middle between the least value and the median. And then we also look for the third quartile, which makes sense. If you want to break it up into 4 even pieces, it's going to be the middle between the median, the middle value, and the greatest value. So we find the middle, then we find the middle of the lower half, and we find the middle of the upper half. It'll make a lot more sense once we start doing some problems. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and go down to problem number 1 in practice. So in order to do this problem, we first need to put the data in order. So I'm going to try and do that quickly-ish. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 15s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to cross those out since I've already used them. 5. And then my next highest number would be 17, and there's 2 of those. So 17, 17. Then I've got an 18, I've got a 19, and I've got 2 20s. Okay, so 18, 19, and 2 20s. Perfect. And so I'm going to start by putting on the lowest value, and this is just going from 15 all the way up to 20. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to go 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You just want to make sure that all of your numbers are going to fit on there. So I'm going to put the lowest number. I'm going to put the highest number. Now we're going to find the middle number, which is our median. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got 1 in the middle here. So that 17 is my middle number. So that's my median. I'm going to put a dot there. And then I'm going to ignore the 17 that's in the very middle. I'm going to look just at the lower half. And I'm going to say, oh, well, 15 is going to be Q1. And this is kind of a weird situation here because it's also our lowest value. So this plot isn't going to have a whisker on that side. So that's Q1. Then we're going to look over here and we're going to find the middle of just the upper half. And so that 19 there is in the middle. So that's our third quartile. So I'm going to put a dot right there. And then normally what we would do is we would take our median, our Q1, and our Q3, and we would draw a box with the median in the middle. And then we would connect a whisker out to our min and our max. This one doesn't have a whisker on that side. It's whiskerless because the minimum value is the same as the first quartile, which is kind of interesting. All right, question number 2 on our practice set. Again, we're going to start by putting the numbers in order. So we've got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And we've got, 2 6s. And then we've got 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. Sorry for that random comma in there. So again, I'm going to label all the numbers. This one, I kind of spread it out a little bit because we are only going from 15 to 20. This one, I'm going from 1 to 10. So I'm just going to give each one its own box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure that you don't just start putting these numbers down on the bottom. We want to make sure that we go by even intervals, okay? So you're going to label your number line, use a scale, go by ones, go by twos, whatever you need to do. Okay, so now we're going to put on the lowest value 1, the highest value 10. Those ones are the easiest to put on, right? We know those. We're going to find the middle value. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The 6 here is in the middle with 4 on each side. So the 6 is our middle value. So that goes right here. Then I'm going to ignore that middle number and I'm going to look just at the lower half. And I'm going to say, well, the middle of the lower half is right there. That would be Q3. Well, what's right between 2 and 4? 3 would be our third quartile. So we're going to put that point on. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. In the middle would be right between those two. So that's going to be our, oh, sorry, I should put Q1. This is our Q3. What's right between 8 and 9? It would be 8.5. And so that's going to go on right there. Our Q3, sorry, I should have used different colors too. This is kind of confusing. So we connect our whiskers out here, and then we connect our box in the middle. So the box gives us the middle 50% of the data. So half of the values are within the box. The upper quarter and lower quarter are represented by whiskers. Okay, let's do another one. So again, I'm going to look here. I'm going to put them in order. 116 is the smallest, or sorry, whoops, 115, didn't see that one. 115, 116. We've got a 118. We've got two 119s. We've got two 120s. I'm going to run out of room. Whoops. We've got a 121 and a 124. Okay, 121, 124. Okay, so I have a gap here of about 9, so I'm going to go by ones again. Remember, you cannot just use these numbers. You have to go by an even scale. So I'm just going to go up by ones. So 115, 116, 17, 18, 119, 20, 22. You could just label every other one if you want to, if it gets too squishy in there. I'm going to start by putting the minimum and the maximum on there. So maybe I'll label that with a different color. So this is my min, this is my max. Then I'm going to find the median. So I'm going to count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my median. So the median's going to go on there at 119. And then to find the upper and lower quartiles, I ignore the middle number and I look just at the bottom half and I say, well, here's where Q1 would be. And here's where Q3 would be, because we chop it in half. And then we say, well, what's right between 116 and 118 would be 117. What's right between 120 and 121 would be 120.5. And so those are our other values that go on our box plot. So we've got 117 and we've got 120.5. So again, the middle 3 dots get the box, and then the outer dots, we draw little whiskers to connect them. Okay, last practice problem. Again, sorry for another long video. Man, you guys, these ones take a little bit of time. Not hard, they just take time, huh? Okay, I'm going to switch colors so that the problems don't run into each other. So this one, the lowest one would be 11. Then we have 13, 15, 16, 21. Then we've got 24, 25, 26. Boop. And 32. Okay, so we're going to put these on our plot, but first we have to put some values on that number line. I realize I'm going to go from 11 to 32. If I go by ones, I'm going to run out of room. So I'm just going to go by twos, and I think I'll be fine. So I'm going to go 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, and 32. So I can stop because I know that's my biggest number. So I'm going to put on my minimum value. And again, I'll use a different color here just to tell you this one's the min. This one's the max. And then we can even find the middle right now too. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These all have the same number of points, huh? So this is the median. So we're going to put those ones on first. So minimum is 11, maximum is 32, the median is 21. And then if I have to find Q1 and Q3, my first and third quartiles, I'm going to look and see, well, what's between 13 and 15? That would be 14. What's between 25 and 26? It would be 25.5. So I'm going to put a dot at 14. I'm going to put a dot at 25.5, which is going to be pretty close to 26. I'm going to make my whiskers. I'm going to connect my box. And there's the median. Okay, let's move on to the homework problems, and we're just going to do the odds. So looking at problem number 1, create a box and whisker plot to represent each data set, hours of television watched. Hopefully like in a week. Hopefully you're not sitting in front of the TV for 6 hours. So we're going to put these in order. So we're going to start with the 0, then the 2, then a 3, then 2 4s, then 2 5s, and then a 6. Oh, sorry, my numbers look kind of funky there. So I'm going to go from 0 to 6. So I'm going to go 0. I don't know if I'll have enough. I was going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to put on my minimum and my max. So min, max. And then, so if I try to find the middle, 1, 2, 3, it's going to be right here. So the median is going to be 4. So I'm going to put those on. So I've got a dot at 0, a dot at 6, and a dot at 4. And then I need to find Q3 and Q1. So between 2 and 3 would be 2.5. Between 5 and 5 would just be 5. So I'm going to put a dot at 2.5, and I'm going to put a dot at 5. I'm going to make my box for the middle 50%, and then I'm going to connect my whiskers out. For question number 3, sorry, that whisker should not have extended past that little point there. All right, so question 3, the length of fish caught in inches. This would be like my little boy this summer. Went out fishing for the first time, and he caught a little teeny tiny fish, 4 inches probably. Okay, so we're going to put this in order. 4, then we've got a 6, got a couple 7s, got a couple 8s, and then we got a 9. Okay, so this one, switch colors. Oh, I have to put my numbers on the bottom. It's only going from 4 to 9, so I'm going to leave a couple spaces between each number. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you could just put them all next to each other. That would be fine too. So the 4 is our min. The 9 is our max. And then if we try to find the middle value, that's our median. It would be right between these. So the median would be 7. So I'm going to put a dot at 4, a dot at 9, and a dot at 7. And then if I want to find Q1 and Q3, they would be in the middle of the bottom half and the top half. So between 4 and 6 would be 5. 8 and 8 would just be 8. So a dot at 5 and a dot at 8. I'm going to make my whiskers, make my box, and then I show where the median is, where the middle. So each one of these little pieces here represents 1/4 of the data points. So it just tells you how spread out or close together the data is for certain ranges. Okay, this one's going to be interesting because there's only 3 different numbers here. So we're going to have some overlap on our graph with missing whiskers. So let's go ahead and put our numbers in order. So we've got 14, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 16. So we're going to start by identifying our min and our max. So this is our min, this is our max. Then to find the middle, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and this is our median. And then looking at just the bottom half, we ignore the median and we look at the bottom half of the data. So 14 is going to be our Q1 and 15 is going to be our Q2, or sorry, our Q3. Our median is, the reason why we skip from 1 to 3 is because the median is actually the second quartile, because it's the boundary between after the first 2 quarters. But it already has a name, median, so we don't call it second quartile or Q2. So we're going to graph these. This is going to be kind of interesting here. I'm not sure that I've actually done a box and whisker plot with these like this, but we're going to put the numbers on. So 14, 15, and 16. Our minimum is at 14, and so is our quartile 1. Our median is at 15, and then our Q3 is also at 15, and then our maximum is at 16. Okay, so between Q3 and max, we have a line like that. We've got a whisker, but we've got a box here with no whisker on this end and no middle line. So I don't even know if that's right, but that's the 5-number summary. And I'm thinking that's what it looks like, but it's kind of interesting because those 2 values are the same and those 2 values are the same. So we're missing some pieces of our box and whiskers. But anyways, that'll do it for our notes for 12.2, and you guys have a good day.